Willard Winston with Super Chat says, when did Ready to Die, I'm sorry, when did Reasonable Doubt become better than All Eyes on Me? Peace. Okay. That was the other one that we kind of had to handle. Listen, let's just be real. In 1996, album of the year is All Eyes on Me. Period. But if we're asking from a technical standpoint, and now even from a historical standpoint too, because let's be real, Reasonable Doubt's legacy is pretty big now.
Can I tell you something?
But from end to end, I think that Reasonable Doubt is the better album because this too has so many missteps. That's it.
Can I tell you something in all honesty? It was written and Reasonable Doubt benefit from the East Coast bias in terms of how it's looked at. If those guys would have made a record with the amount of hits as All Eyes on Me in 1996, they would have ran away with Album of the Year in spite of how the second disc would have sounded.
I agree.
And so even though I personally lyrically find it was written to be a superior effort to everything that's ever been done in rap, and Reasonable Doubt is probably one of the landmark rap albums of its era because nobody had ever talked like that on record before. Neither one of those albums is really the tour de force that All Eyes on Me is. Now, is it?
No,
like, is there a record on either one of those albums that even makes you feel what Ambitions as a Rider or No More Pain makes you feel? Like, if we're being honest.
No. And again, I'm not doubting that. If that album was just disc one, and a couple of the best songs on this too.
This one is blowing, yeah.
It would be no question, but I have
a top 10 rap album. This one's better than Ready to Die.
We have to grade the totality of it, though. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's just what it is. Like
this one better than Ready to Die, and It's Dark and Hell is Hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we can't just act like this two doesn't exist. It's part of the album. You know what I mean?
But damn near every song on this one is a classic. I don't think you understand.
I understand what you're saying, but this too does exist. It's part of the album. It's kind of like 2001, right? If 2001 gets cut off by song 10, this shit is just out of here. But it's not.
Listen,
like the second half is good. Don't get it twisted. I like the second half of 2001. I don't want people to take what I'm saying out of context. But it's not the first half of that album.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
And I've had to ask myself this. Are we being too hard on disc 2 of All Eyes on Me? And I'm only asking this why. And here's why I'm asking this. When I think about an album that has hit records that are classic songs on it, well, the only thing I can compare All Eyes on Me Book 1 to is Paid in Full and Doggy Style.
I was going to say, man, again, I think 2001 is a comparable.
2001 is not on All Eyes on Me.
No, but I'm talking about as far as like the drop off. It's a comparable, I guess, correlation, right? Because 2001 has The Watcher. Then it got Still DRE. You got Next Episode in that first half. Forgot About Dre in that first half. You got
Forgot About Dre's record 10. Hold on, no. Forgot About Dre's track 10. Isn't Forgot About Dre track 10?
Where does it stop? I'm talking like until it gets to that all these niggas and all these hoes and here's somebody here going fuck. I think that Next Episode is the last of that bracket. And it's like the rest of that album is quality, but it's not that first half. And I think that what you're asking as far as us being too hard on disc 2, we're relating it to how great disc 1 is, but I don't think that's being too hard. It's one album. That's part of the album process. You got to keep that level.
No, I understand what you're saying, but even and I love me some 2001, but even when you were like naming those records off, it's like, well, those aren't fucking with the records that I'm talking about, though, respectfully. It's like, well, The Watcher. Well, I'm talking about Ambitions as a Rider. Well, it's like, well, Ambitions as a Rider is whooping The Watcher's ass every fucking which way. You feel what I'm saying?
Well, what you got up against Still DRE?
Huh?
What you got for Still DRE?
It's called California Love.
Still DRE.
That's what I'm saying. The first single? No, we're going first single, right? What's the first single on the Chronic 2001?
I think Still DRE is the better song, but I feel
it's not.
It's not?
No. What's the better verse?
What do you mean? What's the
Tupac's
better
verse
one?
or Snoop and Dre's verse?
Snoop ain't got a verse on there. I mean,
Right.
we're comparing Dr. Dre rapping over Jigga bars, by the way, to
Mm-hmm.
Tupac rapping. I
I ain't
mean,
mad at
what's
you.
the better beat? The Still DRE beat's much better. The hook's better to Still DRE too.
You keep telling yourself that, Mike.
It
Don't
is.
nobody have Still DRE ahead of California Love, Mike.
What do you guys think in the chat? I want to see. Let me get to the
That's
super chat
you.
real quick. Eric Terrell with the super
You
chat says.
tripping.
Eric Terrell
You
says.
tripping, Mike.
No, I'm not.
No, Still DRE is not no California Love, Mike.
I never was a big fan of California Love like that, to be real with you. I wasn't. Eric Terrell with the super chat says, in the 90s, Naughty was bigger than Tribe. Facts. Naughty had them hits, man. I don't know if they were bigger than Tribe, but
I don't even want to have this
they
two-part
had
talk.
them hits. I will say that about Naughty. Naughty was like, they were good for a banger every summer. Men2 with the super chat says, please address the allegations of Nas having writers. Okay, we can get into that
Let's go ahead
now.
and address that since we're
Let me get
here.
to the rest of these super chats and we'll go on to that subject. Charles Manning with the super chat says, people that keep wanting that Illmatic Nas, they just want Nas to themselves. People give Jay range to make his music, but with Nas, they want to keep him in a box. I think people want a reason to criticize Nas because
You said that.
Yeah, because I feel like even when Nas goes out there and does something like Nasty or whatever, it's like, oh, he trying to recreate Illmatic, and it doesn't work out. You remember when Method Man and Busta Rhymes had that video where he was kind of trying to recreate Bring the Pain?
Mm-hmm.
The song was dope, but you can't recreate those moments. It just doesn't. It doesn't work, and people know that. And for people who want Nas to be Illmatic, they're setting him up for sabotage because you can never recreate that. Mad Max says, when people say he's not rapping like he did on Verbal Intercourse, it's a credit to Nas. They telling you that it's him versus him. I guess
nobody's sitting up here when Tom Brady walking around with 7 rings. Nobody's like, hey, but you ain't thrown 50 touchdown passes since 2007. No, they not doing that.
Well, no one, you know what? I want to keep it to rap, though. No one's telling Jay-Z that he's not rapping like he does on Dead Presidents because he's never rapped like he did on Reasonable Doubt again. And no one ever asked him to do so.
97 Hope.
97 Hope is great. No, he doesn't rap like that either. And
no, he definitely doesn't rap like that. That's all.
Thing with Common.
That guy's gone. That guy disappeared on Volume 2.
Like Common, man.
Volume 2. He did not get him back.
That rapper that Common is on Like Water for Chocolate, we'll never hear that rapper again.
Well, that guy gone. He gone.
It's gone. And it's fine. And he even made his best effort, in my opinion, with B and wasn't even rapping like that. But it's something about, I mean, we played it on our Patreon, or you played it. You played the 6th Sense.
Mm-hmm.
He's never going to rap like that again.
Rapping his ass off.
Shit's crazy. Can't knock the hustle, but I seen Street Dreams deferred. That first verse is heavy. That might be my favorite Common verse.
Bars.
The Combs 44.
That or the Corner.
Nah, his verse on there is just strong, man. I think the Corner might be a...
Corner's probably a better record beginning to end.
Yeah, it might be. It might be. It's close. But his bar work on 6th Sense...
Aren't those his two seminal moments as like an MC, though? Is the Corner and the 6th Sense? Like, as an MC, isn't that how he's going to be remembered, though?
Off the top of my head, I mean, I know, and this kind of correlates with the Like Water for Chocolate comment, but when he was on 199, his performance on there, that first verse on there is... You know, I'm what he said, I'm fighting for freedom, writing for freedom. My record company niggas, I don't like when I see them. My ancestors, when I'm writing, I see them and talk with them. Hoping that one day in the stars I'll walk on with them. Shitted on so many rappers like I'm in a star with them. Yeah, he went crazy on that record. Mm-hmm. So that, and I would say 6th Sense are kind of his seminal mic performances with that style. But again, we're never going to hear him rap like that again. And it's okay. So why do we just hold Nas to the whole Verbal Intercourse thing? No, it's a lot of rappers out there that you're never going to hear rap like they did before. You're never going to hear Snoop rap like he did on Murder Was the Case. or it ain't no fun again.